How are you guys doing? Welcome back to another review here on the Digits Club. Today we are reviewing Solster Finance. Now this is a launchpad on the Solana blockchain that I found in a top 5 launchpad lists. Now, is this actually belonging in a top 5 launchpad list? What is my price prediction? How does the launchpad work? Plus a complete overview of the entire project. We're going to do that in this video. So if that is what you are looking for, then definitely stay tuned. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Stay tuned as always. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Rick. I do launchpad reviews every single day. So if that is something that you like, please make sure to drop a like and to subscribe to this channel. All right, everybody, let's get started. I'm not a financial advisor. Keep that in mind. And without further ado, Solster Finance. So Solster Finance is a interesting one in the sense that we have a very weird pattern here with the token and some indefinite red flags going on for sure. But regardless, I have seen this launchpad pop up time and time again in top 5 lists. Now, why does that happen and what does this project look like? So we're just going to go over everything, starting with the homepage. So what I find here is a couple of partners. We see here Solana, Binance, Avalanche, right? These are all chains that I assume that they are hosting, right? So this is cross-chain. One of them is Terra, which of course, as you're probably well aware, didn't end too well with Terra. So interesting to see that they have that as one of the chains. They also have Elrond, definitely some smaller chains in there as well. The exchanges that they're on, Radium, Max Global, and Bitmart. So we're not seeing the big exchanges such as PancakeSwap or Uniswap or Gate.io. We only have basically tier 2 exchanges, which is a red flag. And it's also just a bit annoying. I mean, I don't use Bitmart, Radium, or Max Global ever. So it's just annoying that I'm not able to use PancakeSwap or at least Uniswap. So that's very annoying. Here we see the total STR supply, and then we see the STR staked. STR APY is 20%. STR staked is, this is very difficult to read, 52,663. And then the STR LP APY is 40%. So here we see on the website, right, stake more, earn more. So this is just it's not actually a typical launchpad, right? It's Solster Finance, so they have a bunch of other utility for their token as well. One of it is staking, and of course you also have the launchpad and a bunch more stuff. So let's say here the APY up to 40%. So that means you can stake and you can earn up to 40% rewards depending on how long you stake. They say here there's no lockup for staking, guaranteed allocation in IDO. No lockup. Okay, interesting. Well, we'll look at the staking in a bit. For now though, user pool weight. So these are the tiers of Solster Finance. So we have tier 0, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4, ranging from, what are these names? Pico, Nano, Micro, Mega, Giga. Okay, so we see here the first tier is Pico. That is very cheap, relatively speaking, and we also see that it does not give a guaranteed allocation. Now, no guaranteed allocation in short means that you only have a chance and also a very small pool weight. Now over here we see only 8% pool weight for tier 1, but it is guaranteed allocated. Now the biggest tier has a 50% pool weight almost and is also guaranteed allocated. So we see here how much you need to have staked, and let's see here. So the token is called STR. So we need, let's see, for the first tier we need 2,000 staked STR. So that is 2,000. So that would be 2,000, and that would go times the current price, which is 005. That's 005. So the very first tier is $10, meaning that the second tier you already need 14,000. So we quickly calculate this before we move forward, and that would be 005, and there we go. So that would be $70. So $70 is required to be bought and staked on this launchpad in order to get a guaranteed allocation for this project. Now, Solstarter Finance is relatively cheap compared to other launchpads, but you have to keep in mind that we're talking about a very small and quite primitive launchpad with not a lot of users. It is easily tier 3, and that taken into consideration, then the prices do become a lot more, especially because, when we're talking about a big launchpads such as DeFi or DAO Maker, right? The prices are high because there's a lot of demand for the token and a lot of utility. With Solster Finance, that is a lot less, so you would expect the prices to be less as well. But we're not getting that. We are getting expensive prices. Let's look at the biggest tier, which is actually costing 75,000 tokens to be staked. And of course, that goes times 0.005. So that would be $375 for the biggest tier, which is actually still quite a big investment to do. So yeah, that is all for the tier system. You cannot click on anything, so this is just all that there is. At least they put it very clear and easy on their website, which a lot of other launchpads do not. So that is very nice. But yeah, this is the tiered system, relatively expensive for how big the launchpad is, but very transparent and clear, and for the most part guaranteed as well. Here you can check out the upcoming IDOs, which we will do in a bit. We're going to review all of the IDOs and also mostly, how they performed, to give you an idea how well the projects perform on this launchpad of Solster Finance. Then here we have the DeFi solution from Solster, IDO Launchpad for decentralized fundraising, DEX for crypto trading, token swapping, lottery platform, token staking, and token vesting, right? So again, this is a finance platform. So these are all of the things that you are able to do. We're not very interested in those things. We're looking at the launchpad side of things for the most part. Nevertheless, we will take a quick peek at the other utilities. So we will look at it later on in the video. But mostly over here, the IDO Launchpad is most important to us. Now we also see that not all of this utility is there yet. So the token vesting, the token swapping, and the DEX crypto for trading are not implemented yet. We only have the token staking, the lottery platform, and the IDO Launchpad. So of course, IDO Launchpad and staking are both required. Like this is just one thing basically. So the only other utility that we really have is the lottery platform. So there's still a lot to be done on the development team side of things, and we're going to get into how active is the development and how good is everything coming along later down in the video, so stay tuned for that. Here we have Dream Big, Play Small. This is a lottery. It's a decentralized mechanism of trying your luck. Yeah, I mean, it's a lottery. It's quite basic. So before moving into the token and the projects, we're gonna quickly look at the roadmap, as it is the last thing listed on the website here. So we're gonna jump into it right away. So definitely stay tuned for that. We have Q2 2021, use case and MVP development. Solstarter website with MVP release and STR token development and a private sale. So the private sale happened more than a year ago already. 2021 Q3 saw the Solstarter Launchpad release, the STR token public sale on their own Launchpad, and then the application acceptance for Launchpad projects. Then here, Q4, STR staking platform, new staking tiers, and STR LP staking platform. So they're moving along quite slowly overall. 2022. Here they pick up their steam, right? This is the lottery platform, and this is the swap program, and they also did the Solster DEX with user-defined UI. Then we go as far as Q2 2022. That is still 1 quarter behind of when I record this video. We are in Q3 of 2022. Here they say token vesting platform, governance model introduced, token burning will take effect at the end of the second quarter, and release of battle platform and enchantment to DEX. I'm not quite sure what that's supposed to mean, but okay, they enchanted their DEX. All right, so that is pretty much all, right? They have a bunch more USPs here, right? Guaranteed token allocation, which is not entirely true, only if you have tier 1. Insured IDO platform, reward for IDO participants, and competitive platform fees. Right, here they have a bunch of partners and a disclaimer. All right, let's get into the token and into the partners, the real juice regarding this platform Solster. Okay, so looking at the price right now, we are seeing it's less than a cent, but what we're mostly seeing is an incredible low amount of volume. Over here, only $14 of daily volume. Here it increased a lot. Over here at the big dips, also a lot of volume. So the amount of volume is overall very low, but it does depend quite a lot. Regarding the TGE, it went quite well. Its all-time high was around 35 cents. After that, it just seemed to have plummeted after late 2021 with a small surge over here, but for the rest, it flatlined and it's nothing much is happening nowadays anymore. Over here, the volume was also incredibly low, and over on CoinMarketCap, although most people are bullish, there is not a lot of data on here at all. Now, the fully diluted market cap is only 596,000, and the volume over the past 24 hours is only $180, meaning that only $180 has been traded over the past 24 hours. They do have a pretty big watch list, over 2,881 people, and if we move over here to the Sol scan, we can see that the transfers are not happening often, of course, because the volume is very low. We do see that it has over 6,500 holders of the token. Now, all of these tokens, all of these big ones are probably contracted. Now, this is a very weird overview. Look at that. We see here the fee of the Sol, and that's about it. So, oh, sorry, this is still transactions. I meant to click on holders. My bad. So over here, this is clearly a wallet contract. These are not personal investors. Those probably start from around here. So, you know, we do see some investors above 1K, but for the most part, it's below $1,000. We do have some significant holders. I mean, for such a small pad, this is definitely quite some, you know, middle-aged tiers in right, mediocre tiers, which is more than I expected, if I have to be completely honest with you guys. Now, $446 seems to be a bit of a trend here, or at least around 450-ish. So certainly they do have quite some holders, not many whales, but that's actually a positive thing. It actually reduces spikes in the prices, but because the volume is so low and the liquidity is so low, we can see drastic spikes like this happening from time to time. Now look at this, over the 7-day chart, we see this huge spike over here. And then immediately down. I mean, this is just a lack of liquidity, and the price is very volatile because of it. So is it a safe investment? Clearly not, because what we're seeing is just an immense amount of price of volatility, very low volume, and that makes it a bit of a scary investment because the price can go either way. It can go very high up, it can go very high down. We don't know. So that is important to keep in mind at all times. Now, let's move over to the projects, as we now have a good idea of both what this Launchpad is and what the price is. Now, if you go over to the app, we can find here the IDO Launchpad. As always, there's a lot of other stuff you can do here, such as staking. If you want to participate in the Launchpad, first, of course, you have to buy the tokens on one of the exchanges, stake over here in the app, and then connect your wallet here and be able to participate. We're not going to go over that in detail. It is quite simple. Follow the steps I just said. Here they have some of their upcoming IDOs. As I said before, it is cross-chain. So we have, for instance, here the Polygon network, here the Solana. So there's a bunch of different, here the Binance Smart Chain. So a bunch of different chains. Here's Cardano. So that's very good to see. Cross-chain, of course, very good. Now, at first glance, they look like they have launched quite a lot of projects, quite some good returns. They also have some upcoming projects. So at first glance, it actually looks really good. That's actually the first thing that I thought, right? Again, like I said before, I came to this Launchpad because of a top 5 list. The first thing I saw was a very clean website and a very clean app with upcoming projects, cross-chain, and some good returns on their prior projects. So I was immediately quite bullish, apart from seeing their price and how, volatile it was. Until I did a bit more digging into the actual projects. So when I did that, for instance, into AdaDAO, it says here it did a 5x. and moving over to the actual crypto rank of AdoDAO, we can see that the token sale had a minus 88% ROI, which is return on investment. So this is all in proper full red, right? So the token is currently at 0.042 and the token price here was at 0.38. So what we're seeing here might be a bit misleading. This 5x is from the token price sale to the absolute all-time high. But if you were to click on the project, which is not, there we go, a few details. I have to connect my wallet. Well, you will see, and I'll do it in a bit connecting my wallet, but what you will see is that people don't get 100% at TGE, right? So they will get a little bit on TGE and the rest will be done investing. So when the project hit the 5x, they were probably only had a couple tokens released, which would have given them a 5x profit, but for the rest, they would have sold all of their tokens at a loss. So it is a bit misleading. It makes it look like they made a 5x on their investment, but they really didn't. If they were lucky, they got a good TGE release and they were able to get a good chunk of profit right away. But overall, right, we can see here that minus 89%, minus 89, minus 83. Now, overall, guys, as always, it's a bear market. So with any launchpad, especially in a bearish market, it happens, right? Well, looking at another project, this was Metaxi, and also here we see the same pattern, right? On the website, it is promoted as being a very solid project, right? Here, 4x is really good. So here we see that the price over here on the public sale was for 0.15, and now it is at 0.00297, right? So it's at minus 98%. So yes, the TGE might have been at a 5x, but the overall project tanked, right? So even if you made profits with this, which is barely possible because of how badly the project did just after TGE, even if, right, what I like with the launchpads is if we have longevity in projects. So if a launchpad provides me a project that I can invest in early, but basically hold on to my tokens and the project just pumping over time. Now, that is what I like. And clearly that is not possible here on the Launchpad because the projects immediately tank. But I would go as far as to say that making profits is difficult to begin with this Launchpad, because even if you have a TGE release, these projects just appear to dump after they begin. So there's not even room to make any profits at all, let alone have longevity in the projects. Here's another example. Winners. Here, to prove to you guys that they did this, here's Winners. They put 3.4x on the website, and we see here that overall the ROI is a 0.26x, so minus 73%. Here again, minus 73%. So now, to be fair, right, these launches were also done on other bigger launchpads, right, such as SolRaiser. So just to show you guys, there's always launchpads that do wrong launches or launches go wrong. It happens from time to time. Every platform has it. But, Solster is doing it on a very, very consistent basis. Here I have another example, GameJoe. Over here we can find it. GameJoe, they advertise it as a 1.2x, but it really isn't. The project is down by 99.6%. 99.x%. The token sale was for 0.180 and is now going for 0.0000665, right? Let's put this up into our coin market cap, if it even has a coin market cap. GameJoe, there we go. So what we can see here is no charts at all. As the project is relatively new, there's no charts over here whatsoever, but we can here see, there we go, the ICO price 180, and we can see that 180. So we know for a fact that the price that people were able to buy it for on the Launchpad was 180, and now we know that the price is this. So it doesn't matter that at TGE it went up a little bit and it made a 1.2x, which is very small, by the way, a 1.2x, right? That is profit, yes, sure, but people didn't have their tokens yet. If it was 100% TGE, then people were able to dump their tokens at 1.2x, made a 1.2x, it would have been fine. But that is not how launches work. Most of the times there's not a 100% TGE. There's maybe a 20% or a 5% or a 10% TGE. So on 10%, they made 1.2x. And all of the other 80%, they made big losses to upwards of 99% if they hold it for a long time. So the tokens, the launches on the Launchpad just haven't been taking off as well. Now we're gonna look at the upcoming IDOs to see if I think that these might be different, but thus far not a very great track record in terms of IDO launches. Now here we have one of the upcoming projects on Solster, which is BitLiberty, decentralized fashion world with fractional ownership. So again, we are seeing a pretty cheap website, which does not even have an app just yet. A very small and pretty mediocre website. Product offerings, metaverse outlets, physical outlets, e-commerce on Web3, fractional ownership. Yeah, this is not... So this does not look like a project I would invest in. It's just very primitive, and it doesn't really have any good potential in my opinion. So the prior projects were really not that great, and here I just look at one of their upcoming projects and I already feel like this is not going to be any better than the projects they already did. So again, I'm not trying to bring the Launchpad down, right? It could be that maybe in the future they will do better. The current status, however, unfortunately, is that the projects aren't doing so well, and the upcoming projects don't look that good either. And on the website, they make it look like there are huge gains being made, but it's really not often that case. For instance, here that we see a 44x for UPFI network, and I'm very interested to see how the token is doing now. So let's see, let's close all of these. So yeah, I mean, these were already 5 or 6 projects that we looked at that just weren't that great. Oh man, look at this. So nothing here, right? There's no IDOs here. Wow, okay. All I can tell you is that it is down. It is down bad. From all-time high, it is 99.5% down from its all-time high. Man, look at that. Man, look at that. So yeah, it may have had a good TGE, but again, just like the other projects, it just went down. I know that SolChicks didn't do that much better. So yeah, those are the projects. Unfortunately, not that great. Before we move over to the white paper, I quickly want to show you guys the staking platform. Now, of course, you're gonna have to be logged in with your wallet in order to access this and really do it. But I just want to show you guys real quick how it looks, right? So here you see your prerequisites. No idea what the hell that is. Very difficult words here. In order to step forward in the process, we automatically check and ensure the below conditions. So they check your balance, if you check your wallet, and Sol balance. Only requires for Solana transactions, okay. So here you will be able to do your staking. I mean, I like the whole checkmark thing that they do. Overall, it's quite a clear UI UX design, so it's really not that bad. Overall, in here to the left in our little system, we have a homepage, the IDO Launchpad, staking statistics, personal statistics, staking, unstaking, withdrawal. We have swap, and then of course we have the lottery, wallet details, and customer support. So here you have your, your lottery system. You'll be able to enter with a bit of money, and you can enter the pool. So here we have one that is going to start in 528 hours. This one will be in 47 minutes. So you see here 15 spots left, 18 spots left from the total of, well, a bunch. So we see here that there's a bunch of people participating, but really not that much. You have multi-winner lottery tiers and single winner. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of lotteries, but it is a nice little utility, I suppose, to the finance platform. And yeah, I mean, you'll be able to participate if that is something that you like. Okay, so that is, for the most part, all of the utility right now, because as we saw on the website, most of the other utilities, such as the DEX for crypto trading, token swapping, and the token vesting is still under development. So with that out of the way, let's quickly move into the white paper and see what else they put down. So what is Solster? Solster Finance is an ecosystem that helps investors to diversify their decentralized finances. Solster ecosystem incorporate the ideal launchpad for Solana projects, decentralized exchange for crypto trading, DeFi swap, token staking, token vesting, and the lottery platform. Their vision is to be a top-rated ideal launchpad by December 2022. That is actually a couple of months. The best lottery platform on Solana, creates strongest DeFi community and key liquidity. So they have a very bullish, big, ambitious plans. I mean, they want to be the best launchpad on Solana by 2022 December. And as of right now, it's not looking like they're going to get that milestone because it's a very ambitious milestone. So they might be over anticipating a little bit here. Our key focus is on improving on user experience, advanced launchpad functionality, easy token sale flow, DEX trading window. What, in my opinion, what you should be focusing on is better projects for the launchpad and getting the other features that are currently under maintenance up and running. A customer support system, I feel like that should have been there from the get-go. So it's very weird that they're only now putting time and effort into that. Here we have a, let's see, the token value. So this is how much token value has been locked away. 68 billion, yeah, but this is not their token. This is, let's see, USD in DeFi. Yeah, this is just the total value locked into DeFi. So this, I suppose, is a bit of market, but yeah, it's not really relevant. They just have a bit of stuff about how DeFi is big and a lot of money is locked in. Yeah, we know. I mean, I suppose it's good to put in there, but could have been a bit more attached to why, you know, what is it has to do with Solster in that sense. Why build on the Solana blockchain powered the Solster ecosystem? Solana supports 65,000 TPS, while Solana is designed to scale together with hardware and bandwidth. Solana transaction fee is very small. That's certainly true. I mean, it's much better than Ethereum in my opinion. As you know, decentralized is the core requirement of blockchain, and Solana meets perfectly. Yeah, that's also true. And here they have done some research to the Solana market. That's all fine. Existing IDO launchpad issues. Unfair and biased fund allocation system. Poor IDO registration process. Highly reliant on the lock system. Time-consuming token sale process. Failed means loss. What does this mean? The process takes too much time and demands you to confirm the entries manually. You have to be on your toes without fail, and if you fail to do so, you may lose your tokens in participation. I mean, yeah. But, you know, there's also benefits to doing things manually. So, I mean, it is whatever you prefer, really. Bots taking over the investing and DEX UI design flaws, yes. So what I'm curious about is what are you guys going to do to fix that? And they don't go in depth on that, right? So they have a list of problems, but they don't have a list of solutions. So, right, so they do say Solster ecosystem solutions, but they don't really go into, you know, these problems over here, in my opinion at least, right? There's a list of problems, and then there's a list of solutions that don't really match each other, right? Optimistic growth, guaranteed allocation for all participants. I mean, sure, I understand what they try to do. I'm just not really on the same page as them as they are. The current state of the project launches on Solana. Okay, let's know Solster ecosystem in detail, right? This is more information about Solster ecosystem. I mean, here we do have the tokenomics. It's not the best tokenomics in the sense that we don't have a graph, but let's actually investigate the tokenomics itself, because that might still be good. We see 15% going to the ecosystem, 4% will be going to the seed, which is actually quite little. 26% will go to token for sale. Now, what does that mean? What kind of round is that? Just put public or private? I don't know what round that is. 3% for advisors and partners, very little as well. 14.50% for liquidity. Okay. 0.50% for launch rewards, 17% for the team, and 20% for marketing and rewards. All right. Yeah, and then we have around 10% unlock, 30% unlock, and 10% unlock. Okay. Well, that's all looking pretty decent, to be honest. Decentralized finance solutions on Solster. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So this is all not very interesting anymore at this point. Let's see. User flow. Yeah, we already discussed about the user flow. Here again, we have the tiers, but we already discussed those. They were all on the website. Then you have a bunch of calculations, which is actually mandatory for them to put on there. Yeah, so that's about it really. For the rest, it's not very interesting, especially not for the Launchpad side of things. So we're going to move forward, try and find out what the team looks like. And also, we're going to look how active they are on social media right now. So stay tuned for the last part of this video. It's actually quite important to see how active the team is doing and if the team is actually qualified for this project, yes or no. So let's get into that. So we can see a bunch of employees listed over here. Much of it I cannot actually pronounce. We see here Oguzon, hope I pronounced that right, Swejal and Faraskan. So this is definitely a non-European, non-American company. So that's absolutely fine, but that just makes it just a little bit harder for me to pronounce those names, so I'm sorry in advance. We see here a software developer, business manager, community manager, crypto enthusiast. Okay, so overall there's 5 people working at the company. They appear to be fully doxed. They have LinkedIns, they have their full names and their profile pictures, so that is very good. It does show the good intent of the team, right? So if things do go wrong, usually with a doxed team, the intent is good, right? You don't dox yourself if you intend to rip someone off. So everything that isn't really in place for the Launchpad right now, I don't think it is with bad intent, but it is still, nevertheless, still things that are wrong with the project right now. So the project's not doing so well, but the launch is having a very bad outlook, and the token itself being very volatile, and the trading volume being so low as it is, it doesn't look like it is malicious intent, although again, it does have to be fixed. Now this is the team, okay, that's pretty straightforward. Then here we have their Twitter. They actually have 127,000 followers and pretty good interaction as well. We are seeing a lot of tweets, a lot of retweets. They're quite active, but on their own tweets, they're not actually getting as much interaction as you might think. This is 2 retweets and 8 likes. Now, again, these are retweets, right? So these are not their engagement. It's not their engagement. Now, these are more posts from them themselves. They're putting up this soul scan and all that. So yeah, engagement is quite low, especially considering the fact that they have nearly 130,000 Twitter followers. So we should have expected a little bit more from that, but we're not seeing that true core community being present at the tweets and all that. So we're missing that a little bit. At least we do see active tweets, meaning that the team that is doxed is still certainly working on the project, which is very good and very important. Now, as far as the medium goes, we can see a bunch of articles. These are all pinned. So these are the ones that they want you to read right away. Now, these are the ones that are recently posted. So May 27th. So they definitely aren't very punctual when it comes to posting regularly, right? This is all from much earlier in this year. They do have a bunch of articles, like they do have quite a bit. It's just that they don't have a very strong influx of articles. And as a Launchpad, you always have new ideas coming up, and just writing a Medium blog around that article is just very good. All right, everybody, that was just about all that I had for you guys. So please make sure to like and subscribe. Definitely join me next time, and I will see you all in the next one. Okay, ciao, ciao, everyone.